mentoring the young people now is one guy that calls himself Peller. Young people now is on his page. They sit down from morning till night. He's going about with a girl he's not married to, and they're engaging in all kinds of nonsense things. And my society thinks, my generation thinks is normal behavior. How can they pass jump? They can't pass jump. Look at them now. Jam result came out and see the way they were failing. I'm a lecturer. I know what we suffer when you are trying to teach maths. Somebody has A1 in mathematics, and then you say, when you have this, you collect like them. You say, sir, what did you do? And you have A. You have A in mathematics. Because after they've written WAEC in Magic Center, Jam now comes to strip them naked. Naked. Brain is like milk container that they've removed milk. How can your brain, can there be anything inside when it's Peller you are watching? Empty heads, empty lives is the arrogance that scares me. And they are doing it publicly and still saying we are Christians. So the degradation is, first you begin to walk in the counsel of the ungodly, then you now begin to stand in the way of sinners. Then before you know, you are at the table of the scornful. That's how degradation occurs. Next verse. Next verse. Verse 2. It says, blessed is the man that does not walk in the counsel of the ungodly, nor stand in the way of sinners, or sit in the seat of the scornful, but his delight is where? In the law of the Lord. And in that law does he what? Meditate day and night. Next verse. What will happen to him? He shall be connected to the oil. Are you here? So as long as he is connected, he will continue to burn. He brings forth his fruit in due season, whose leaves also shall not wither. And whatsoever he does, what? So it is the secret life. A tree planted by the rivers of water. So his root is consistently making contact with the water, just as the wick stays in connection with the oil. It is this life that is flowing through him that makes it possible for him to bring forth fruit in season. And then his leaf does not wither. Do you know what this scripture means? It means that regardless of the season, because normally trees respond to seasons. So winter, things begin to die. Spring, things begin to blossom. But anytime you see this brother, he's fresh. Fresh in the word. Fresh in prayer. This brother is never discouraged. Why? He's burning. He's perpetually connected to the river source. So in the Psalms, you see the trajectory of degradation. Walk, stand, sit. By the time you come to Ephesians, you see the trajectory of spiritual growth. The trajectory of spiritual growth in Ephesians is sit, walk, stand. We are seated with Christ in heavenly places. Ephesians chapter 2. Ephesians chapter 4. It says, walk worthy of the calling wherewith you were called. Ephesians chapter 6. It says, take on the whole armor of God that you may what? Stand. So if you are going to fall into immorality and reduce the life of God at work in your heart, then you will walk in the way, in the counsel of the ungodly. You will stand in the way of sinners, and you will sit in the seat of the scornful. Stay with me, or I'm going somewhere. If you want to experience divine life, you will first of all recognize that you are seated with Christ in heavenly places. Then you will walk worthy of the calling wherewith you were called, and then you will stand to fight against the wiles of the enemy. The reason many Christians are not born in is because of that simple thing in verse 1. One of the reasons is we are not willing to make the sacrifices necessary to ensure that our roots are making contact with the river consistently. So people listen to good teachings, but they find that there is no willingness to translate the teaching into daily experience. There's no willingness. I've shared with you many times. The way I began to pray was that on campus, I went and I joined the prayer band. So I saw that people could pray. So I said, what is wrong with me? Why will I not pray? Then I began to pray. At first, it was hard. Do you know, you may not believe what I'm about to say now, but